Neither the United States of America nor the world community of nations can tolerate deliberate deception and offensive threats on the part of any nation.
I will make you understand.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony Jones, and welcome to the Tony Jones Show.
It's not enough. People are willing to take the risk. It's just sort of a herd mentality, a lemming-like mentality. If you don't go with the flow, you're anti-American and therefore a suspect.
The Tony Jones Show, featuring punk, rockabilly, psychobilly, and Providence, Rhode Island's finest, starts right now.
He's a dangerous militia member, I hear. Oh, and there she blows.
Mine eyes have seen.
Watching you. Stuck in you. Will have you. Yes, you. I love you, bleeding, oh my God, your floor. You want some mercy, everything's a fucking bore. The love will last you and leave you never. You will belong to me forever. Watching you, stalking you. Oh, look at my heart. Hey, yeah. Why do you cry? Yeah, yeah.
Friends, the time for mediocrity in broadcasting is over. My name is Tony Jones, and you are tuned in to the Tony Jones Show, your destination for talk and rock. Check me out online at tonyjones.org, on Facebook, facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on Twitter at Tony Jones in RI, and of course, don't forget to check out rifreeradio.com. www.thetonygjones.org. I want to thank you for tuning in. I'll be jockeying discs for you until, of course, the top of the hour. But before we get into a fantastic set of music, of course, I have some local music for you. I have a back by popular demand in the early days of the Tony Jones Show. Each and every week, I would do a block of surf music, and people have been asking about the surf block. So tonight, on this program, and if everybody digs it going forward, we will have a block of surf music. So that's coming up for you tonight. I have a back-to-back for you tonight also. I have a tune in the original form, and then I have a tune for you in the way that the almighty, one of my favorite bands, The Cramps, did it. So you'll be hearing that tonight. And I want to tell you, last night I went to see the Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, and you're thinking, well, Tony Jones, what did you do? Did you hop in a DeLorean and go back in time because the original Ghostbusters is 30 years old? And that's exactly it. For the 30-year anniversary of the original Ghostbusters, it's out in theaters for the next week. So if you need more information on that, you want to check it out, a great, cheap date night for you and the lady, go to rifreeradio.org, click on our blogs, and all the information's there. You can check out the 30-year anniversary of the Ghostbusters, now playing for the following week. And I love that idea. I hope that's something that keeps going, because if you're an old fuddy-duddy like me, you like these traditional old-school movies a little bit more than the stuff that's coming out now. And it was great to go see the Ghostbusters and getting some of the jokes that I didn't get when I first saw it 30 years ago, and I was just a wee youngin'. The Pixies are up next for you. Here is Dead. You were tuned in to The Tony Jones Show.
Just the way I walk. The way I talk is just the way I talk. The way I smile is just the way I smile. Touch me, baby, and I'll go hog wild. The way I love is just the way I love. Come on and be my little turtle dove. Touch me, baby, feels so good. I feel as though I wanna, then I don't know if I should. Come close, just a style. Oh, little baby, I will say goodbye. Love me, baby, love me right. Love me morning, noon, and night.
And I the way I love is just the way I love. Come on and make me the one I think you ought to touch me, baby. It feels so good. Sometimes I think I wanna, but I don't wanna really much of what I and I wanna, but I don't wanna really much of what I
Singer-songwriter Jack Scott hailed from Windsor, Ontario. Then his family moved to Detroit in 1946 when he was 10 years old. Listening to hillbilly music as a boy, Scott learned to play guitar from his father and then formed a band called the Dirty Drifters. As a teenager, he turned solo and signed a record deal with ABC Records. Half of the 12 songs on his debut album became hits. And the song you just heard, The Way I Walk, became one of his signature songs, striking the top 40 in 1959. But you just heard the Cramps version. The Cramps, of course, forming in 1976. They released that sometime in the 80s. Hope you dug that back-to-back, two versions of the same song. You were tuned in to The Tony Jones Show, online at tonyjones.org. On Facebook, facebook.com/Tony Jones Show. I'm on Twitter at Tony Jones in RI. And I just want to mention, real quick, some very exciting things happening here on the program. Next week on this show, in this very studio, will be a few folks who I consider to be, and probably everybody considers to be, disenfranchised political candidates in Rhode Island. So they're not getting much love. Well, they're not getting any love from the mainstream media, of course, that evil, dastardly mainstream media. But we here on the alternative media, we get to, luckily, we get to do what we want, right? So I'm going to have some disenfranchised political candidates here. Some of them on the ballot, some of them running as write-ins. We're going to talk about that, but it's going to be a big show, and of course we'll talk and we'll rock throughout that program. Then in a few more weeks, an up-and-coming wrestling federation, RICW, Rhode Island Championship Wrestling, they are having their first ever live venued show at Manchester 65, so we're going to have them here to talk about the show, talk about wrestling. So we're going to have rock, we're going to have politics, and we're going to have professional wrestling all within the next month, all here on the Tony Jones Show. Of course, those things seem dissimilar, but as we've mentioned on this show before, they are very similar. Politics and professional wrestling and rock and roll and radio, they all go hand in hand, and alternative media. We're just one big, happy family, and as I mentioned at the top of the show, people want some surf music, and again, being the alternative media, we get to do what we want, so we get to play surf music. You're not going to hear it on traditional radio. You're not going to hear it on the oldies channels. They kind of poo-poo on surf music, but not here on the Tony Jones Show. So let's surf into a surf block, starting with the Crimson Ghost Teenagers from Mars. You were tuned in to the Tony Jones Show. I want to thank my friend and fellow broadcaster Ron Ash for checking in via social media. Of course, Ron from BTRN. You can find him online at mybtrn.com. You just heard from the Crimson Ghosts, Vampira, the name of that one. Before that, what could possibly be the quintessential surf song? If you don't even like surf music, or you're not into it, or you're new to surf music, you probably know that one. That was the Ventures, that was Pipeline. And then last time we chatted, we had kind of a mixed double shot of the Crimson Ghost tonight. I brought you into Teenagers from Mars. You are tuned in to the Tony Jones Show online at TonyJones.org, on Facebook, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on Twitter at TonyJonesNRI. If you go to TonyJones.org, click on the contact link if you're in a band or you want to be on the show in any other. If you have an axe to grind, you want to chat, you want to be on the air, the Tony Jones Show has, of course, an open door policy. So we love the rock, but we also love the talk. So if you want to be on the program, TonyJones.org, click on contact. And I want to work backwards now to let you know tonight's playlist. We kicked things off with the Independents off of the album Stalker. We heard Stalker. After that, we heard from the Pixies, Dead, the name of that one. Little earlier, when we played the two tunes back to back, you heard The Way I Walk, the original by Jack Scott. And then after that, you heard from The Cramps, The Way I Walk. And I got to give a little shout out because doing the two tunes in different ways by different artists is actually, I was listening to the Eggman on the University of Rhode Island college radio station, and he did a whole show of great back-to-back tunes. So I don't want you to give me too much credit for that. I'm more than happy to give a shout-out to the Eggman in the fact that I lifted that very idea from my fellow broadcaster, the Eggman. Up next, as if this program could not get any more bizarre, a man who's still out there touring. We're going to hear off of Rock and Roll Roots. This is Little Richard. This song, Cherry Red, I want you to deeply maybe turn down the lights. Well, not if you're driving. I don't want you to... If you're listening to driving, don't turn down the lights. Don't listen to it as deeply. Don't close your eyes. But I want you to listen to the lyrics of Little Richard's Cherry Red. Downright perverted for its time. You are tuned in to the Tony Jones Show.
Run here! Pretty mama, sit down on your daddy's knee. I'm gonna tell everybody, baby, how you been sending me. You're sending me. She got great
Marianne. In the country, yeah, she's Marianne. But in the city, she's Ginger, you see. She's running all around in her bare feet. She's running all around in her bare feet. She's running all around in her bare feet in a pair of cut-off jeans. She's got a fancy dress and them high-heeled shoes. She's got a fancy dress and high-heeled shoes. She wears that fancy dress and them high-heeled shoes. She's got her hair done up nice. Everybody knows that I'm in love with her. Everybody knows that I'm in love with her. Everyone can see that I'm in love with her, and that's fine, just fine with me. She's my love and she's my best friend. She's my love and she's my best friend. She's my lover and she's my best friend. Well, she's every woman to me. 'Cause in the country, she's my Marianne. In the country, boy, she's my Marianne. In the country, yeah, she's my Marianne. In the city, she's Ginger to me. 'Cause in the country, she's my Marianne. In the country, boy, she's my Marianne. In the country, yeah, she's my Marianne. In the city, she's Ginger to me.
I always get a good set of console drums going during that song. That's, of course, when you play the drums on the console while you're broadcasting in studio. And, you know, as a recovering drummer, anytime there's a song with a great beat, even earlier with the surf stuff, I had a good set of console drums going here on the console in the studio. This Head I Hold, the name of that one. You just heard some Electric Guest off of the album Mondo. Before that, we heard from Steve Volkmann, a man who's been in this very studio. I think he played that one live, but the album is I Never Knew. In the City, the name of that track. Then last time we chatted for its time, I brought you into the downright perverted lyrical stylings of the legendary Little Richard. That's who you heard from. Cherry Red, the name of that one. You are tuned in to The Tony Jones Show, online at TonyJones.org, on Facebook, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on Twitter at Tony Jones in RI. And of course, I humbly ask you to check out my project, Rhode Island Free Radio, online at rifreeradio.org. This is a perfect segue because what we do over at Rhode Island Free Radio is we spin a lot of local music, and that's what we're going to do here on the Tony Jones Show. We're going to turn our eyes, we're going to turn our attention to some local music. It's always a great time when this next band stops by to be here in studio. I like they're regulars. They're Tony Jones Show regulars. When they have new projects coming out, I like to get them in here, and I like to catch up with them. You don't hear that on a lot of other shows. Once again, I like to tout the fact that when you listen to the Tony Jones Show, content is king. I care about this program. I care about what I'm doing, not like the whack, 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 wonka, wonka, wonka you hear on most shows. But I want to digress now and turn my attentions towards some local music. We're going to hear from Hemlok now off of A Cautionary Tale. It's the lead track on the album. This is Swan Song.
myself getting lower and lower, making my way up to the bottom of the barrel again.
Left hand knows where the right hand's been. Same old story, wearing thin again. Again. Take it all, you take it from me. There's nothing left, but I can't breathe again. Again. Whiskey and bourbon, double shots of gin. I'm up, let it all begin. Working out another hangover. Find myself getting lower and lower. Make my way to the bottom of the barrel again. Working out another hangover. Find myself getting lower and lower. Make my way up to the bottom of the barrel again. Window shopping for an early grave. Spent all the money I made again. Again. Just enough rope, that's all I need. Just enough rope to set me free again. Again. Whiskey and bourbon, double shots of gin. I'm up, let it all begin. Working on another hangover. Find myself getting lower and lower. Make my way up to the bottom of the barrel again. Working on another hangover. Find myself getting lower and lower. Making my way up to the bottom of the barrel again. Whiskey and bourbon, double shots of gin. I'm up, let it all begin. Working on another hangover. Find myself getting lower and lower. Make my way up to the bottom of the barrel again. Working on another hangover. Find myself getting lower and lower. Make my way up to the bottom of the barrel again. Working on another hangover. Find myself getting lower and lower. Making my way up to the bottom of the barrel again.
Coming out of some McGunks, Hangover, the name of that one. And incidentally, Bob McGunk has a new band called Bob McGunk and the Hangovers, and I am currently working on getting them in studio. Of course, much like Hemlok, the McGunks, a Tony Jones Show regular, and always a good time when those cats swing by. So you just heard from the McGunks' Hangover. Before that, as we continue to turn our eyes towards local music, you heard some Hemlok off of A Cautionary Tale. Swan Song was what I brought you into. You are, of course, tuned in to the Tony Jones Show online at tonyjones.org, on Facebook at facebook.com/Tony Jones Show. John from armthepit.com just checked in with me. He's in Texas. Always great to hear from John. Don't forget to check out armthepit.com. And as we are unfortunately heading towards the end of the program, I want to swing back into playing as much music as possible. Back into some local music, the unfortunately now long defunct The Amazing Pound Cakes. Before Tony Jones and the Cretin 3, and before I was in the Jerk Tones, I was in a band called The Gawners, and the Gawners played a lot of shows with The Amazing Pound Cakes in like 2000, about 10 years ago, actually, maybe 2004, 2005, and as we moved into the Rhode Island Free Radio, the new space, George Gawner and I have been going through and kind of bringing all of our CDs and our obscure music down there. So you're going to hear these gems. You're going to hear stuff you can't hear anywhere else. You're going to hear it right here on the Tony Jones Show. This is the amazing Pound Cakes. The album was more songs about drugs and whores, and this song is Attention Whore. You were tuned in to the Tony Jones Show.
Just can't stand the fact you're not the only hot one there. I turn for a kiss. See the lady next door, she's naked in the street. In this house that I call home. In this house that I call home. Nobody knows the body moves. Gotta get in, but there's no room. In this house that I call home. In this house that I call home. In this house that I call home.
Behind the box of my cereal, and it's a pretty cool song for bringing me back to life. I got my cameras on my way to go visit you, 'cause you've been doing me wrong. And that doesn't matter tonight, 'cause I've been thinking a long time about the things that we did right. I can't go on living in a world I know is gone. Tonight, we're gonna lay down our arms tonight, 'cause half my heart's in the stereo, the other half screwed on tight. Tonight, we're gonna lay down our arms tonight, 'cause half my heart's saying let it go, the other half stays to fight. Got my radio on behind the box of my cereal, and it's a pretty cool song for bringing me back to life. Tonight, we're gonna lay down our arms tonight, 'cause half my heart's in the stereo, the other half screwed on tight. Tonight, we're gonna lay down our arms tonight, 'cause half my heart's saying let it go, the other half stays to fight. The other half stays to fight. Tonight, we're gonna lay down our arms tonight, 'cause half my heart's in the stereo, the other half screwed on tight. Tonight, we're gonna lay down our arms tonight, 'cause half my heart's saying let it go, the other half stays to fight. The other half stays to fight. The other half stays to
Tonight, the name of that one off of Out Here All Night. Some Damone right here on the Tony Jones Show. Before that, we heard from X in This House, the name of that one. And then last time we chatted, I brought you into a little bit from the amazing Pound Cakes off of more songs about drugs and hooers. Attention, hooer, the name of that one. You are tuned in to the Tony Jones Show. Interesting block there. I think that without X, there would be no Damone. And without the amazing Pound Cake, probably without X, there'd be no amazing Pound Cakes. Without amazing Pound Cakes, there'd be no Damone. So I hope that's what you got from that block of music, because that's what I was putting out there in the universe. And, well, I hope maybe my hundreds and thousands of listeners, maybe a few of you got that. If not, I just explained it to you. So in the long run, it all works out. Unfortunately, we are just about out of time. We got to swing on out of here. Don't forget to check out TonyJones.org, RIFreeRadio.org, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show. And if you're on Twitter, at Tony Jones NRI, join me each and every week. Don't forget to check out the podcast on iTunes, Spreaker, Podcast DE. We're on YouTube. You can check us out at your convenience, but of course, I appreciate you checking out the live show. We're going to leave it now. We're going to go way back once again. Here's the Crickets. This one, Not Fade Away. Bye, everybody. Bye.
I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna be. Are you gonna give your love to me? I wanna love you night and day. You know my love will not fade away. Oh, well, you know my love will not fade away. My love is bigger than a Cadillac. I try to show it and you're driving me back. Your love for me got to be real, for you to know just how I feel. A love for real, not fade away. Gonna be. Are you gonna give your love to me? A love to last more than one day. A love is love and not fade away. A love is love and not fade away.